Welcome to another episode of Galaxy Space Talk, where we have insightful and educative discussions about everything concerning space. I'm your host, Sarah Aza, and I'm here with my guest, Godwin Nanaba. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, so today we're going to be discussing the birth of stars. So, first of all, I'd like to ask, what exactly is a star?
So, from the Earth's surface, we see glowing spots in the night. They are not just spots. We go to space and they are massive creatures. I would say a star an, is a heavenly body that glows. And this glowing is it mainly happens due to the fusion of gases. So it starts with a cloud,
Okay.
a cloud of dust and gases. These gases I'm talking, and these gases are hydrogen, helium, carbon, nitrogen, carbon, oxygen, and maybe iron. So it will form with the dust and accumulate there and just be there. So it will be like that, and something happens and it starts glowing. Yeah.
All right. So, how are they formed? How are they?
So there's something that happens is when the clouds are there, it gets triggered by an external effect or an external, let me say, pressure.
Okay.
When stars are dying, which we've not got into yet, when stars are dying, they cause some effect to these on these clouds,
Okay.
or these clouds collide with another cloud. They form in groups, so they are there, form in different parts. So something happens and they collide. So when this collision happens, that's when the molecules or the particles, which is the gases and the dust, mainly the gases, they fall due to gravity. So they
Okay.
fall, and as they are falling, they compress, and compression produces heat. So this heat is what starts to glow.
Okay. So you mentioned that the gas clouds they start to fall, like they collapse.
Yeah.
So what causes those gas clouds to collapse?
It's due to the trigger from either a dying star or the collision of one cloud to with another. So one cloud collides with another, and yeah, there's a distraction.
Okay. So when that distraction happens, what does it call? Does it form a protostar or
Yes, you've mentioned it.
okay?
When the particles or the gases are falling due to gravity, and they gain heat by compression due to the compression, they start to give off the little energy they've accumulated.
Right.
And this little energy, and this giving off of the little energy is what we call the protostar.
Okay.
In that stage, nothing like fusion of gases has started yet.
Right.
It's something we call, or the other name for protostar is a young star.
Okay.
A young star. So the initial stages of a star is called a protostar. Yeah.
So it seems like there are so many stages from when the gas clouds are forming. It moves stage by stage. So how long would you say it takes for a star to form?
Millions and billions of years. In space, things happen in within a very long time.
Right.
Light travels fastest in space
Okay.
than on Earth. So we can't say things will happen in a day, or because if light is traveling very fast and you see things are, I'm sure the world would have ended by now. Stars take very long to form, to die, anything. So I'm talking about billions and maybe billions of years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did mention that the formation of stars, they come from gas clouds that collide.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know gases can come in various sizes, and you can see that stars also, they come in various sizes. So what determines the size of a star? How big or how small it is? What determines it?
So it starts with the initial stage, with the cloud. So the dust and the gases that form, it depends on how dense the cloud is. If it's really dense, meaning there are more gases and particles in there for to fall when distracted. So it falls, and the more particles that go into the core of the nebula or the star, the bigger it becomes.
Right. But
And the brighter. So that's what determines how bright, how big, and other properties of the star.
Okay. So you mentioned that stars form through gas clouds. So I wanted to ask if they form as a single star or they form in clusters because it's a gas.
Okay, so these clouds, these clouds I talked about, they don't form just one thing. That right now we go to space, we are going to see different clouds formed at different parts of space or in space. So when a distraction happens, it doesn't affect just one. It affects all these, or most of these clouds I'm talking about. And all of them start their process or their cloud formation process simultaneously. So when one star forms, it is not just one star. It's other stars forming at the same time. So dozens of stars form when everything is initiated. Yeah.
Right. So when it comes to the study of stars, you hear something like a stellar nursery, like a term, the stellar nursery. What's a stellar nursery?
Nursery is where things are trained, or let me use animal nursery. So we train animals or we cater for them there. But when we talk about stellar nursery, it's where stars are actively formed.
Okay.
So you go to space and you realize this part of space has enough nebula for stars to form. Then we term that site or that particular region to be a stellar nursery, because when anything happens, more stars are going to be formed from there.
Okay, from there. All right. So I think you mentioned earlier that a protostar is also known as a young star.
Yeah.
So when does a protostar become a real star or a mature star?
If you are talking about when, then I would say billions or millions of years, like I said before.
Yeah.
These gases are going to keep compressing in the core for a very huge number of years. So it will continue like that till hydrogen, which is the first element these stars normally start fusing. So hydrogen starts fusing, and that's when it gives off the light we see from Earth. So it starts glowing, and this glow, when it starts glowing, actually, that's when we call we will say the star has moved from a protostar to the mature stage. Yes. So this stage is also going to continue for a very huge number of years, millions of years. It depends on the size of the star.
Okay.
When the star is small, it lives very long. It's shocking, but I would say the size is inversely proportional to how long it's going to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what you are saying is it takes a long time for stars to form. Takes billions of years for stars to
Yes,
form.
yes.
Okay. So do stars still form today? Because the stars we are seeing now were formed billions of years ago. So are they still being formed or
Um, there's this the distractions I talked about don't really happen. As I said, things happen within a long or a very within a long time frame. Stars are capable of forming now. They
okay.
are still capable of forming if these distractions occur or have an effect on the nebulas that have been formed. They are still nebulas in space. So yes, I would say stars are capable of forming.
You are saying that stars are capable of forming, and we know that in space there's microgravity. So
Yes.
does gravity have any effect on the formation of stars?
Yeah, it affects it. The initial stage, like I talked about, wouldn't move from that stage to another if it wasn't under the influence of gravity. So the influence of this little gravity causes the molecules of the gases or these gases to fall and compress. So yeah, the little gravity in space play a crucial role.
Thank you, Godwin, for coming on the show. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more episodes. My name is Seram Azza. See you next time. Bye.